Hello my lovelies, today we're going to be doing a really pretty monochromatic brown look. We're going to go ahead and just jump in and start with the eyeshadow, of course starting with some eyeshadow primer, and then just popping on some scotch tape so we have some nice sharp edges. And then I'm just going to take kind of a light, slightly off-white shade and just buff this all over the lid to hopefully stop our eyeshadow from getting patchy. And then we're really just going to start jumping in, starting with the shade Bel Air from Colourpop. And I'm going to take this on a fluffy brush and just really buff this into the crease. And I kind of did a couple layers of this, just really going through, making sure everything is blended out nice and smooth, and then building it up to the point that we want it, and just making sure everything's nice and blended and even. Then we're going to start deepening up the crease a little bit. I tried to use just the shade Sea Stars, and it wasn't quite different enough. So what I did was mixed it with Feathered as well. These are all Colourpop eyeshadows. And I'm just taking a mixture of those two shades on the outer V and through the crease. And then of course giving everything a good blend. And then I figured out that I hadn't actually decided what I wanted to do. So once we get that figured out, I'm going to actually take that mixture of the Sea Stars and Feathered shades, and I am going to blend that down onto the lid. And it was actually getting a little bit patchy on this eye, so I'm going to take a flat brush and try and build that up to help with that. And then of course just give everything another good blend. Now I'm going to take just Feathered, which is kind of our dark chocolate brown shade by itself, and I'm really going to buff this into the lash line, and I am winging it out, so basically kind of just buffing this shade where your winged liner would be. And I'm going to take a little bit of a smaller brush to take this into the inner corners because I want it to be a little bit of a more fine line there. And I'm just going to keep adding product and buffing it out so that we get a nice kind of smoky liner effect here. And then again, as we're adding product, I'm just going to go through periodically and blend so that we don't have any harsh lines. It's a lot easier to blend as you go. And then it wasn't quite deep enough in the very outer corner for me, so I actually grabbed the Central Park shade from the Jaclyn Morphe palette to build up in that outer corner. And that just adds a little bit more dimension to the eye, especially in this kind of outer V area. And so I'm just really adding product in, and again just buffing it out, making sure it's nice and built up, but also there's no harsh lines. Then because the lid was patchy, I did take the shade 24/7 from the Jaclyn Morphe palette, and it's just kind of a really pretty kind of chocolatey bronzy shimmer, and I just blended that on the lid with my finger and then took a tiny bit on a fluffy brush just to really blend it into the crease here. Then I'm just going to do any little final touches I feel like I need on my eyeshadow, so just touching up that outer corner a little bit. And then after that looks good, I'm going to take our kind of big fluffy brush and just blend everything out one more time. Then we're going to go ahead and pop on some liquid liner, and I am using the Ipsy and Betty Boop liquid liner. This has such amazing pigment. I'm so impressed with this. And we're just going to do a winged liner. I'm not doing anything too thick because I do want to be able to see kind of the smoky effect we've created. So just keep in mind kind of to leave some of that out of your liquid liner. And then we're going to pull off our tape. And I always just like to make sure everything looks even before I move on to my face. So I'm going to clean up the excess eyeshadow, and then I'm going to go pop on my base really quick. And we're back, and we're going to finish up the lower lash line. So I started with the Sea Stars shade, and it was pulling really, really warm on the lower lash line. So I actually ended up switching to the Bel Air shade, which is kind of our lightest, more cool tone brown. And I'm just really buffing that out on the lower lash line with this small fluffy brush. Then we're going to take our Feathered shade, which is our deep chocolate brown, and I'm only taking this about 3/4 of the way across on the lower lash line. And then I'm going to just buff that out, make sure there's no harsh lines on our bottom lash line there. Then because I did do concealer, I'm just buffing out that inner corner so there's no harsh lines there. I'm going to go ahead and pop on my brows, just using the NYX Fill and Fluff brow pencil here. And then of course, once I have those on, I do already have bronzer and blush on, so I'm just going to pop on some clear brow gel. We're going to jump back and finish the eyes, taking a little bit of gel liner in the waterline. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Lacquer liner. And I'm just using the little brush it comes with, and I'm just really kind of applying it on the waterline, but also pulling it into the lashes a little bit. And this will help give kind of a grungy, smoky effect. I'm going to go ahead and highlight my brow bone and inner corners with the MAC Soft and Gentle Highlight, just on this very small little detail brush. And I am actually going to go back afterwards and add a kind of second layer of this, just because I want it to pop a little bit more. A little bit. Gonna go ahead and pop on some mascara, and then while that's drying, I'm going to highlight the rest of my face with the MAC Soft and Gentle, and I'm just really building this up on the cheekbones, and then of course down the bridge of the nose and tip of the nose. And then again, like I said, really building it up on the cheekbones. And then with this highlight, I do like to add a little bit to my chin and my forehead area. It's soft enough that I can highlight there without it being too crazy and just giving a nice glow. And then of course the Cupid's bow. I'm going to pop on some false lashes. These are the AmyJuneLashes in the style Rita. And these are so gorgeous, and they were actually super easy to apply. I was very impressed. Then with our lashes on, we're going to go ahead and just do our lips. And I'm starting out with this magnetic matte lip color from Nudestix, and it's called Greystone. And I'm just going to kind of line my lips with it and then fill in the rest once I've kind of defined the lip line. And then I want to go for kind of like a melted liquid chocolate look. So I'm adding this Fluide lip gloss in the shade Elsewhere. And it is really thick, so I'm just kind of trying to gently apply it without pulling off color. So that's why it's taking me just a little bit longer here. But with that, that is actually going to be the makeup look. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching. Please don't forget to leave any comments, like, share, and subscribe before you go. And also don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're notified whenever I post a new video. And I will see you guys all in my next one.